What's up, comic book fans? This is Mark, and this is another comic creator review for the last week of July of 2010. I have 7 books to talk about this week, and yes, they're all DC, so DC fans, you get a week now, because last week was mostly Marvel. Return of Bruce Wayne, number 4. Fuck this book. Now, to me, it's not the worst out of them, but man, Jonah Hex can't even save it. The art in here is too cartoony, and it gets you out of the story. But it's not a big problem because the story is choppy, and you're going to get out of it anyway. While reading this, I almost fell asleep. Yeah, so don't buy this. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of like me, well, it used to be like me, that you're a completionist. You bought a couple of the issues, and you want to get out of there, but you don't feel like getting it. Well, you gotta do cold turkey like I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna buy any more of these. Seriously, I mean it this time. Because the one saving grace that happened with this series was last issue. No. The last issue was probably a hoax. Because what's about to come to this series is nothing. Wow, Batman is coming back, or Bruce Wayne is gonna come back. Okay, when he comes back, I'll buy that issue. But until then, I don't care what he's doing in time. I really don't. I have to give this a 6 out of 10. Another thing that you shouldn't care about is this comic. But the actual comic storyline, the actual title, is good. This is Justice League, Generation Lost number 6. Wow, how bad of a throwaway issue do you need? Or at least an example of a throwaway issue is this. This has nothing to do with the story. You could basically skip this, and I guarantee the next one, you don't need this. It literally, throughout the entire comic, deals with Captain Atom, which is a good character, but they write him like, Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. He goes through time and he sees some shit, and then he comes back, and then he's like, alright, let's go find Maxwell Lord. Well, okay, show us that then. Just don't throw this in there. I knew a filler issue was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to be this one. I have to give this a 6.5 out of 10. I'm happy with the series. It's just for money issues. If you need to buy everything, you don't need to buy this one. Gotham City Sirens number 14. Sad to say that this series is going to be canceled soon, along the lines of a lot of other comics from the Batman area of DC. Like Batman and Robin and Streets of Gotham, what have you. I have to say that this series has been great throughout the entire run. And this issue, per se, has to deal with Poison Ivy. Again, this should be called Poison Ivy and the Gotham City Sirens. Because other than the last arc, it's mostly about her. Which I don't complain, it's a good character and I like how they're building her up. This is great, the art has been spot on. I'm kind of, after I, read this one and I knew that they're going to end the series in a couple more issues, I'm kind of happy because I haven't been disappointed and it's going to go out in a strong note, hopefully. So, hey, I have to give this a 7.5 out of 10. Really good issue. Especially if you like Poison Ivy. The Flash, number 4. Wow. I told everybody why I liked Flash number 1 and why it was the comic of the week when it came out. It had epic feel to it. It had the cinematic action like a movie does. The action of slow motion. You could feel it. This one has it too. The only flaw in this is when they start talking about what's going to happen in this book. It kind of feels short to me. It fell short, sorry. Because all these comic books, they have, when they're explaining the story, you're supposed to be psyched for it. And when they're explaining it to me, I see why someone would be psyched for it, but I'm not. It just feels like a old-fashioned Flash story that could have been done with anybody. I don't know. To me, this series is good. It's just not as good as everything else coming out from DC. I have to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I'm still going to pick up The Flash. It's just, it feels like a Booster Gold comic and not a Green Lantern comic. You know what I mean? Just saying. Speaking of Green Lantern 56. This has to deal with Larfreeze and what he's been doing on Earth. Yes, he's on Earth. And of course, from the cover, you could tell that Hector Hammond, the villain that's going to be in the Green Lantern movie, is in this too. This was great. But I have to say, out of all the comic books coming out from Green Lantern, all the Green Lantern comic books that came out after Blackest Night, I gotta say this is the worst one. And I'm saying that in not a bad way, because it wasn't horrible, it's just not as epic as the other ones. The reason why is this. We get great storyline. We have a great storyline here, and it's the only reason why it's not the comic of the week is because there's a line that Larfreeze says in the probably right after the middle of the book that basically is so funny. All the epic stuff that happens right after doesn't feel so epic. Damn you, Larfreeze. I have to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Solid issue. Is just emotional wise, it gets you, you get pushed out of there. The dialogue was too funny in the middle. Just saying. Green Lantern Corps number 50. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, because it is the 50th issue, and this mostly has to deal with the story arc that's been going on. The Alpha Lanterns turning on the Green Lanterns. And Cyborg Superman's in the middle of it. I gotta say, man, wow. I am happy about this writing team and this artist on this book. Why? They finally got it right. Not the dialogue overflow that we got in the last couple issues. This works. This works if you're a fan of Cyborg Superman, if you're a fan of John Stewart, hell, if you're a fan of the Green Lantern Corps, you will love this issue. This was a great 50th issue. And I gotta say, above all else, this is the first time ever Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern have been on in the same week, and I've enjoyed Green Lantern Corps more. I have to give this also an 8.5. Just a little bit more better than Green Lantern. Comic of the week, though, has green in the title, and there's also Green Lanterns in it, is Green Arrow number 2. I have to say that I had humongous hopes for this book, seeing that the first time we had this writer was in the Black Lantern, Green Arrow, Black Lantern, Black Green Arrow or something, Blackest Nighttime. And it was great, and the art was great. I gotta say, the art wasn't as great as that, but the story was just as good. You could tell that this guy's a fan of the old Green Lantern, Green Arrow series, because that's what this felt like. It felt like two friends that haven't talked in a while are reminiscing and telling what's going on with each other. On top of that, we get great action. I mean great action, and I gotta say, if you're a fan of Green Arrow, you're gonna be even a bigger fan of Green Arrow, because they make him a badass. And what happens at the end of this is shocking as hell. This deserves to be the comic of the week, and it deserves to be picked up. This is a 9 out of 10. So, hopefully I didn't bore you guys. You can check out the website, comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. You can see my run reviews, Blue Goblin's run reviews, Boxing Type X's toy reviews, and Brendan Hex's Hex Vlog, and much, much more. So until next time, guys, peace out, and like I say every week, keep reading those comics.